sentence. That's in like one sentence. It's less than 10 seconds, and I can't because there's been a gang pile of people trying to get in and
well, you do this.
share the stage.
You do this thing where you like pause, and then you think of the next point you didn't think to say yet, and then you jump back in and pretend someone's interrupting you. It's super annoying. The other thing that you're doing is you're not sure what you're going to say while you're talking. So you're actually trying to come up with your response while words are coming out of your mouth. That is for sure what you're doing. So
no, that's not what I'm doing at all. You're just trying to insult to make your position, if there is a position, seem a little stronger, which it isn't.
You just said if there is a position. What's my position that I'm attempting to make stronger?
There isn't a position. You don't have one. That's why you can't make it stronger.
So that's a goofy response. I'm just giving my honest opinion. Is like maybe you should just think about what I'm saying. Maybe sometimes you do just kind of start talking to fill in the rebuttal space while you're trying to think about exactly what you want to say to rebut.
Let's use the last comment that was saying it's just like saying Clinton. You sound like Clinton with his his statement about it all depends what the definition of is. That's nonsensical. What I was talking about was a definition of pseudo. Or saying you're doing this again. You're talking over me, but it's okay. But what I'm doing, I'm not thinking while I'm talking. I'm telling you that there are contexts to these words that are being used in these discussions, and I'm saying there's differences between the context, and they mean different.
You said nothing right then, bro. Like the point
the context.
You see what you're doing. You do what you were complaining about. You do what you were complaining about right now. So like the whole point was when you were like the whole like what define what is thing. You're like that's stupid. Then you said to define existence, and of course what is what exists, right? And so it was objectively ironic that you then turned around and said define existence, which is self-defining, right? Especially in the context when we're talking about a thing, right? We're talking the state of reality, and you had already said that, and then you turned around and told us to define existence. So it's like it is just a clearly pedantic diversion.
Exactly. The whole point of me saying that was to tell you or show you that it's a tactic. You don't think that Bill Clinton wanted to answer it in a different way, and that the only reason he said it that way is to weasel out of actually answering the question? That's the point.
All right, well, I would say this. In the spirit of shifting out of the meta and back to the conversation, if you want to shift back to what Deisel asked him, I actually somewhat would side with Zanuck. I think it is valid to ask for what the definition or how someone is interpreting. Now, maybe it could be said either way with this one, that maybe whether this was like a valid one or not, but it is understandable because I feel that way too sometimes when people say something like, okay, well, what's your definition of that in this context? Because, I mean, thing is a pretty generalized term, and when you're talking about some of these like physics concepts and space and time and so on, like, you know, is a physical thing? Is it a mental thing? Is it a idea thing? So I actually somewhat would side with Zanuck. That I think it's understandable that would have been the next thing, or that he could ask that, and then Deisel could respond. I mean,
I think we did actually clarify. Like I clarified it though. I did clarify it, right? Right, Zanuck? I didn't say actual. I didn't say actual, and then we talked about reality, and then you turned around and asked us to define existence. We just talked about it. And Deisel actually broke it down in his initial question, right? Explaining that space and time were both abstract, and that space was the privation, a concept of the absence of material or anything, and that time is a quantification method. You took two abstracts, put them together, and then pretended that it was an actual thing.
Well,
so you know what the question is? The way I know you know what the question is you've engaged with that question over 200 times. So that's why the room is frustrating.
Every time. I don't think space is defined as a privation. It can be just a distance between objects.
What particle makes up space, Anna? Give me the single particle that makes up space. What's it comprised of?
There is none. I just told you what my definition was.
Oh, so
therefore it's not a thing?
The material.
No, it's not compressed.
So is it just whatever you want it to be?
No, he said distance between things. So you're saying space is math.
Now, space is
space can be described with math, yes.
Oh wait, is space the distance, or is the distance the description of the space?
It's what lies between things.
Wait, you're contradicting yourself.
I didn't mean like a meter stick or a measured value. I'm saying it is what lies between things.
You said space is the distance, and then you said that the distance is describing space. So which one is it?
I just got done. My last sentence told you what I meant. See,
It's not a distance, Vanek. Space
Is it
not
the
a
shift
distance.
it is what lies between. It is the when I said distance, I wasn't implying. See, that's context again. I didn't mean use a meter stick and say what's the distance, like how many feet is it. No, I was saying it's what and I reiterated. And Witsit can't. He's like a dog with a bone. He can't get low.
Don't tell us what it can. Just explain yourself.
Okay, then I'm going to tell you right now. So what I'm telling you is that it is what lies between objects.
So you're just self-defining it.
What is between?
It is what is.
You just said what is between. What do you mean?
He's asking you what is between things, and you're
What
saying
lies
it is
between.
what is.
Space is what everything that lies between objects.
Everything and everything.
Everything and everything.
So okay, so if I have
Anything
two,
and everything. Anything
so
and
I have-
everything.
okay, so if I have two objects and then I have a magnetic field between the two objects, that magnetic field is space.
It is in space.
Oh, so then it's not everything and everything between the objects.
That lies within, yes. That lies
Okay,
between.
so no, the magnetic field is in between.
When I look at space, you look out and see planets and stars and things. That's all space.
Wait, what if there's a
everything is
magnetic field
space.
between the stars?
Space. It's all
So
space.
it's a distance to the star, or is what?
It encompasses everything. It's like the universe. It's like saying what's the
It's the
universe.
stuff. So it's the physical stuff that's in between two objects, or the
Wait,
actual distance between two objects.
Everything, not just physical. It's everything.
Wait, it's not
Magnetic fields,
everything.
particles, everything.
It's not everything.
Anything and everything. Space, time, everything lies in space.
Time out. So space-time lies within space? Oh my goodness. Let's put a pause on that one. Everyone remember that one. Jeez Louise.
Yeah,
So
let's
the
write
issue-
that down, Jeremy.
Space-time exists within space. Okay. Lies within space, he said. Okay, the issue we have here, right, is it's like either space is what everything is within, or you're saying it's everything that is in between two things. So we've obviously all been taught that everything is within space. You can't say it's everything in between two things, because that would be another object, another piece of material, energy, whatever, right? You're claiming all those things exist within space, right?
Right.
Okay, so then it's not everything and everything in between objects. It's some other definition that you need to articulate, and you're going to have trouble doing so because it's merely an abstraction. It's an absence of anything.
It's not an absence of anything.
By definition,
So
it is.
if that's the case, then that means everything is space, because like the Earth
Let me
here is
ask-
space as well, right?
Does a
Let me
star
ask-
lie in space? Is a Spartan colloquially, is a star lying in space, existing in space?
Because the Earth is in between the sun and that whatever star you're talking about, right? So Earth is part of space.
Space
What's that dice
includes
talking about?
stars. If I say I'm going to go to a star, and I say that star is in space, if I go to that star, am I in space when I'm on that star?
Oh my god. Let's let
Dude,
That space
The
either on the
physics
planet
of
in
using
between
the word
us.
space means everything around us.
Okay, so if I say I'm going to go into the barn and then I
Did
go
you
to
do a Venn diagram of this? What you need?
wait, why?
Zanuck, you intentionally interrupted him, bro.
I did that time. You're right. That time I'm sorry. I did.
Yeah, so if I go into a barn and then go to a hay bale, that hay bale is the barn.
No. Hay bale's not the barn.
Sounds pretty
So
easy,
what do you
right?
mean?
Part of the barn.
Wait, but because the Earth is between the sun and another star, so does that mean the Earth is space and we are space?
We're all in space.
Well,
No, you're not answering my question, dude. You're not answering my question.
Depends on the
What is
context
it
of the word
Are
space.
we space? Is the Earth and us space? Are we
in
space?
space? We're in space. We're
Are
part
we
of space.
Okay, this is so freaking simple. Okay, Earth, atoms, air, magnetic field, anything that we can describe in physical reality. Okay, in your paradigm, it exists within space. So if we take all of those things left, or like all those things away, what's left?
Emptiness.
Okay, so if we take everything away, what is left?
We don't know. It'd be nothing.
Oh, so there's no space. So if we take all of the
wouldn't be space.
things, if we take all of the things away, then there wouldn't be any space.
Maybe not. We don't know.
What?
We
I
don't
thsaying
know.
the things that we just took
It's
away
like saying,
existed within
there's
space.
an edge. Yeah. you asked me a question, I'm responding to it. You started immediately jumping into me. So I said, yeah, it's like the universe. We don't think there's an end, like there's some wall at the end of the universe. I mean, colloquially speaking, that
Dude, it's really simple.
if there's nothing outside the universe, that wouldn't be space, because that is an area where space. Hold on, you're doing it again. Space and time don't even exist outside the universe, as we colloquially would explain it. So that's kind of where I'm going with this. Space, as we talk about it colloquially, we would say these planets are in space, the sun's in space, stars or galaxies, all these things are in space. They're all in space. They're all space. It all means the same thing. Things are subsets of others.
I got two questions, real simple questions.
We are space. So we are space. In other words.
Yeah, you could go that far. Say that.
Okay. Just wanted to clarify.
Our dice logo.
Zach, I got two.
Talking.
Can you guys not just be patient and give Dice some space? I don't get it.
What kind of space? The space that we're in, or the space that he needs between?
No, I use space in its actual meaning, which is just abstract.
Zanuck, let me ask you two things real quick.
I'm not going to give it to you because it doesn't exist. I'm not going to give it to you.
You interrupted him on purpose again.
I know, because it doesn't exist. The space I'm going to give you, Dice Law, doesn't exist.
Matter why you did it.
Funny, come on. You guys lighten up a little bit.
I'm not taking you to counter space, Zanuck. You just get lost.
Okay.
But let me ask you, does matter occupy space?
Yes.
Does space occupy matter?
Yes.
No.
Wait, what?
No. The answer to that question is no. Say no.
Wait. Can we ask them again? Just can we? Wait. Does matter occupy space?
Record it.
Does matter occupy space?
Yes, matter occupies space.
Does space occupy matter?
Yeah, there's space inside matter.
I could give you a way out, Zanuck. You could ask him to define occupy. But
I was just going to say that. That's actually kind of funny. There's space in matter. Yes. There's space occupies.
Wait. So is space matter and is matter space?
It depends on the context.
Dude, you're bastardizing.
Depends on what your definition is.
Two objects. So I'm asking, like, in relation to us and the Earth, is the matter here on Earth, is that space?
Yes.
There isn't
so
space.
Everything is basically, and there is no matter, essentially.
Bro, space doesn't occupy matter in your paradigm. Like, if we were to zoom into, like...
I'm who are you talking to?
Zanuck.
Okay.
If we zoom into a brick in your paradigm, it's comprised of a bunch of little atoms, and there's space in between the atoms. The space, right, doesn't occupy the matter. The matter is still occupied within the space, according to your paradigm.
What about the space in the atom?
The same thing. Then the constituent parts of the atom are in space.
What about the space? What about the space between neutrons and protons?
Yeah, the subatomic particles are within space. They actually claim that an atom is 99.99999% empty. Drum roll, please.
So it's mostly space.
Okay, so then it's just empty space, and then there's constituent parts of the atom that exist within the space.
So it's mostly space.
When we describe these subatomic particles, we actually give them spatial extension, right? We describe them as such.
But if they're mostly space, why can't we call them space? If something's mostly, like if I have something's 99% water, 99.999% water, I can say that's water, even though it has something else in it. So it seems like an atom's mostly space, so I can call that space.
So atoms are just space?
Mostly space. Mostly, you said it.
Mostly, or they are space?
Mostly. You said mostly. Look
how pedantic this is, bro.
Of course it's pedantic. All our conversations here are pedantic, generally.
No, because of you. You're avoiding the conclusion.
No. In their model, they had.
This started back when we started talking about pseudo forces.
And this is where you heard Jeremy talking and you interrupted him again.
I kind of maybe heard a little bit of Mouse trying to speak, but I couldn't really.
No, his mic is perfectly loud.
In their model, they actually have all the things.
in their model, actually, all the things that make up an atom, they take up zero volume. Like when you start breaking down an atom, like the quark and the gluon and the electron, all that shit takes up no space.
Well, they say it's a point particle, so it takes no known size or shape.
Yeah, it has no volume.
Yeah, well, they say no known volume.
They literally have the world where all of matter is made up of mostly empty space. It's amazing.
This is so funny, right? Because like it's obvious that in your paradigm, space is the emptiness that matter and energy exists within. And if I take a vacuum chamber and I have a few hydrogen atoms per cubic meter, if I ask you what exists in between those hydrogen atoms, in your paradigm you would say space. Okay, space is the absence of matter. It is literally defined by the absence of something else, which is by definition a privation, like Dyslow said.
No, but you're contradicting yourself again. You already got done telling us earlier that magnetism, lines of flux, and things can exist in this vacuum where there's distances between matter.
Yeah, it obviously works within my understanding where I don't reify abstracts like space and privations, and I understand that there's a permeating medium that's all interconnected.
Okay.
Oh man, Austin's opinion is intelligible. Oh man.
I didn't say it was intelligible.
Well, it is though. Obviously, it is though, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.